literally firing this person point blank with a long rifle. And if that's not enough, she does Omni Slash at the end. Hello and welcome to another NihongoGamer video. Granblue Fantasy Versus is dropping another trailer, and this time it's for Djeeta. And this is a new character for Granblue Fantasy Versus, the fighting game, but of course this is based on Granblue Fantasy, the mobile game that you can play on your phone. So when they went to the anime, they used Gran as the main character, and they had a few special episodes where they showed what it would be like if the main character had been this female version. Are their movesets going to be any different? And I expect that they are going to be different, but I imagine they're going to be similar, like Ryu and Ken have similar movesets, but of course Ken is better at the Shoryuken stuff and Ryu is better at the Hadoken stuff. Cygames, Arc System Works, the developer that makes the most awesome 2D sort of 3D fighting games. She looks good. Okay, they both got fireballs. There was probably some detail in there, like one of the fireballs beats the other or something. She's got the same fireball. Oh, but she's got a completely different kick there. What was that? There's like a little flip kick there. She's really cute. Oh, like the look of that costume. She definitely has a different moveset. She's got this kind of like flip kick. All right, there she is at the front of the roster. She's coming out on the 7th of April. Whoa, yes! In a few weeks' time, we will also be getting, or 2.5 weeks' time, we will also be getting the launch trailer for Zoe. Whew, okay. I'm excited. It's time to go through that trailer slowly. Alright, since the data already seems to be up on the ArcSys Japan website, I'm actually going to have a look at the move list. It looks like she's got the same fireball as Gran, which is the Raging Wave. So she can charge up the fireball for a larger fireball, so maybe she's actually closer to being more like Sakura versus Ryu instead of Ken versus Ryu. Something like it counts as 2 projectiles, so it will eat other projectiles maybe. Maybe that's what was going on at the beginning of this trailer, so I'll just double check. 1. Charged. Okay, so if she charges up the fireball, it will eat other fireballs that only have 1 hit, and it will go through and she can use that to guard her as she runs up for follow-ups. Brilliant, that's super cool. And it says, during the EX version, even while charging, it has a Kogeki Hante, which I'm guessing is a hitbox. So it looks like probably even while charging up the move, if you run into her while she's charging it, you can still hit people with it. Like there, I guess that charging there still counts as a hitbox. Ability number 3 is Rising Sword, so she's got the Dragon Punch just like Gran. Let's see how that looks in here. Right, okay. It is an invincible attack, so in these fighting games, you often want an attack that has invincibility frames so that you don't get hit while you're using it at the start. It's not the be-all and end-all of fighting games, but having an invincible Dragon Punch move like this is important, or at least it can help for certain characters. And then the EX version is basically the same move twice, and should be good as an anti-air because the first half of it can't be blocked. Interesting. Alright, I don't see any footage of the EX version of the Dragon Punch, so we'll have to wait for more footage of that. So I'm guessing this Dragon Punch move is quite similar to Gran's. I don't really know the ins and outs of Gran personally, but I'm sure that it looks pretty similar to me. Vorpal Blade. Reminds me of Under Night In-Birth. So this game is going emo. Let's see what Vorpal Blade looks like. Looks like it's this move here. So she's got a little combo after this funky little kick. Anti-air, funky kick, and this little 4-hit move, 5-hit move. So Vorpal Blade moves forward and does a bunch of hits. This is the EX version, and you get a little air time with it at the end of it as well. So she already has quite a different moveset to Gran. She's going to be probably easy to move to if you already play Gran. So it looks like the first move apparently comes out faster. The second one comes out slower, but it's safer. And then you've got a lot of follow-up potential afterwards. So she's finishing the move here, and the character's up in the air and she can still do more attacks afterwards. I really love how these trailers are put together because they give you pretty much all the situations, or most of the situations that people are going to have questions about, like, can that move follow up with other stuff, and is that one air unblockable, and does it have armor, and how fast does this, begin, and all that stuff. She's got another move, it's called Drive Burst. This is the funky kick that we saw earlier. So this kick, it says that it can be charged up to 5 different levels, and if you charge it up to the 5th level, it becomes invincible. So let's have a look at this. Here we go. So you don't have to charge it up, but for example, she can do an anti-air into the kick. following up into more combo stuff. Right, so we don't get any footage of the kick being charged up to invincible level, but in fact Gran also has a move like this where he can charge it up. And then next up is this super, which this is actually looks kind of complicated because basically there's two ways to enter it, it seems. So you can actually enter this with the simple input, but you've got to be close to the enemy. But if you're not close to the enemy, you can activate this super, and then you've got to put in a bunch of technical inputs separately by yourself. So let's see if we can actually see what this super looks like. Okay, here we go. So check it out. This is the first super, but I think you're going to have to put in these inputs by yourself. So start the super. Bosh, 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 bosh. Very interesting. Okay, I don't really know all the details here, but that's a fascinating looking super. This is one of those really cool things about recent fighting games. Is in many ways these games have been made more accessible to newcomers. Like if they just know they got to get up close and they got to do this move, otherwise it's not going to work. But then as you get up to the higher levels, then it becomes a threat with the professional players. They feel like, okay, the character is a little bit further away, but they can still do all that damage. So this looks like a really satisfying piece of download content for this game. Very interesting. So they showed us the Super Skybound art first, which will do something like this. Ultra Explosion. But then this is the normal Skybound art, which involves all this, like, smashing of inputs in. So cool. So I'll just close this webpage and let's go through the trailer one final time. So this is the introduction of Djeeta. Looks like by being a girl, she gets to be closer to Lyria than Gran does. Actually, I don't know. Does Lyria hug Gran at the start of his intro? Here's the demonstration of the fireballs. They've got the same fireballs that clash like that, but if you do the charged up fireball, you go through other fireballs, at least one hit, follow up with a target combo, dragon punch up into the sky. This looks like her unique skill. It's going to be similar to Gran's. She does the upside down slash, which is useful for a cross up, I guess. She can follow up with her target combo into a dragon punch. This is her anti-air, looks the same as Gran. She's going to do that funky kick, which can also be charged up apparently. Followed up by her slash into whatever this move was called. Vorpal Blade. Heavy slash into Vorpal Blade. This looks like the EX version, which has 4 hits, and you can still follow up with another heavy button after that, which means you can probably follow up with a super after that. Got some interactions here between Djeeta and Gran. I'm sure they're going to have some special conversations, special interactions. This is what happens maybe when you get a timeout between Gran and Djeeta. Looks like there's going to be a new story scenario here. I love this color. This color looks so good. Wow, yeah, I like this. Obviously, she's gonna get an avatar in the game as well. What's this? This is just heavy counter hit into the Vorpal burst. This looks like her back throw. Oh, that's stylish. I like that. Is that what the Gran does? I assume it's very similar to what Gran does. Wow, she is cute. All right, this is a slash into the dragon punch, but it's only invincible at the start of the move. And then once the invincibility wears off, you can counter-attack with whatever moves you've got. So she's dashing through the projectile, crouching light into her target combo, followed by a fireball. Next scene, clash. Super Skybound art calls out Bahamut. And then there's the Skybound art, which you fire up either from, you start up close, or you start from far away, and then you put in these technical inputs. Whoa, look at these guns. I love these guns. I've just noticed. She goes in with the projectiles, first of all. Then she does this swipe. So she's got a sword, but she's got a shadow or sort of holographic axe that comes down that does the actual attack. That's super cool. Then she goes for a different swipe, and that's got like Lancelot's. I think that's probably Lancelot's weapon up there. The little short dagger. Still using that there. Then she pulls out a lance there. Then she's throwing out punches, even though she's hitting with her sword. So she's doing all her attacks with the swords, but she's getting lots of different weapons coming out. That's so funky. And then she's got a slightly longer sword. That's like Narmaya's sword out there, more samurai style. And then check this out. It's just this is just straight up a gun. You're literally firing this person point blank with a long rifle looking weapon. And if that's not enough, she does Omni Slash at the end as she finishes up with whatever this is. This is truly intense. I'm really, really excited. So she pulls together the Knights of the Round at the end, finishes up with one giant, literally a Hadoken. She's literally just charging up a Hadoken. That's gorgeous. I love it. She's like, I don't even need a sword at this point. I'm literally just Ryu right now. Oh man, and look at the stars. The galaxy literally opens up behind her. That is how epic this move is becoming. Oh man, I love it. This scene really reminds me of the scene from Sword Art Online, you know, when Lisbeth and Kirito are falling from the sky and they're like, hey Kirito, I like you, and he doesn't actually hear what she says, and he's like, what? It's like, never mind, forget it. And there she is at the front of the roster. We're gonna be having Sora's, Djeeta. Now we've already got Narmaya, and I guess one more character that we can add to this after this will be Zoe, and I have no idea what other characters they're going to add, but as you know, Granblue Fantasy is already a very rich, not in terms of money, but it's rich in terms of characters in the mobile game, so they've got plenty of characters that they could add to this afterwards if they were so inclined to do so. I'm gonna be honest, this is exactly what I wanted. I mean, I guess the main fear would be that she's just going to be Gran, and you know, she's more of a color swap for Gran, but she looks like she's going to play significantly different enough. I think probably the best comparison would be if you play Street Fighter, Gran is kind of like the Ryu of this game, and Djeeta is going to be like the Sakura of this game, I guess, especially because she's got the charged fireball, so I think she is going to definitely have a bit of a Sakura feel. A bit of a Sakura feel to her. You also get a serial code for this DLC, and they've got voices as well. These are skins that you can use in Granblue Fantasy for the mobile phone game. Oh, new stage. Okay. What? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who this is. It looks like on the same day that this DLC comes out, so the 7th of April, they're also gonna be releasing a new stage that you can play on. It's called the Lumacy Island, and for buying them you will also get access to 2 avatars, Rosetta and Yggdrasil. Oh, this is the same preview as before, so we've already seen a longer preview for Zoe. I think she looks really, really cool, and I'm really excited because of this sort of Blackwing thing going on here. I love the Blackwing, I love the beast, I love the style, I think she looks cool. I think there's everything to be excited for in Granblue Fantasy Versus right now. Alright, that's all I've got for today. Just wanted to quickly go through the reveal trailer for Djeeta. I specifically thought this character would be very interesting because I have always been interested in Gran as a character. He is basically the Ryu of this game, so if you want to understand how Granblue Fantasy works, Gran is probably a really great place to start. But it's great to see that they're taking advantage of the fact that there are 2 main characters in this game, and even for the anime, they're making separate episodes featuring Djeeta instead of Gran, because this is one of those games where you can choose whether you want to be male or female at the start, so it's really great that they're incorporating her and really taking advantage of the fact that now we can have slight variants on the main character of the game. Very similar to the way that Street Fighter, even though it started with Ryu and Ken, they were like, in the original Street Fighter game, Ken was actually just a different color of Ryu. But then in future games, Ken got better dragon punches while Ryu got better fireballs. And then when Sakura came out, she had a variety of new moves, plus more flexibility with the way that she shot fireballs. She could charge them up a bit the way like how Djeeta does it. And then we also got Akuma. Actually, wasn't Akuma before Sakura? It doesn't really matter. You've got Akuma who's also does the fireball and the dragon punch game, but he's also got the demon flip and a whole range of other moves to add to that. Great to start out with a large range of character archetypes, but a series can get really strong, the way that Street Fighter has done, when you really start to show lots of variations of those character archetypes. And even in a game where you've got Ryu, Ken, Sakura, Akuma, Dan, Kage, Sagat, it's when you start to see these variants on the main character archetypes that you start to see the potential of the game and where it could possibly go in the future. I'm plenty excited. How about you? How do you feel about the look of Djeeta? Do you think she's a character that you'd want to play? And even more importantly, if you already play a character like Gran, would you consider switching to Djeeta instead? Or do you think that Gran will probably still play, you know, the way that you would prefer to play this game? Let me know in the comments if you're interested in this character, and don't forget to join us on Discord and Twitter and all of those places, and you know, join us for a Twitch stream every now and then. I'll see you all in the next NihongoGamer video.